Hey everybody, this is Arcee.98, and here we have the Bike Sisters, or RC triplets, whatever you want to call them, from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah, I'm jumping movies once again, but yeah, so this is Arcee.Chromia and Elita-1, if you didn't know. Yeah, so I've always wanted to make the triplets here. I actually did start making them after the Studio Series listing for Wave 8 came out, and I finished them way before we actually saw the actual pictures of the Studio Series figures. And I made them pretty quickly, despite their small size, but I did spend a lot of time. RC was made in a single day, and I made Elita-1 and Chromia in the same day, and in another day, so 2 days for all three of them. And yeah, there's a studio file in the link below. They're pretty simple. Each one has roughly about 50-60 pieces. And the second half of this video is the instruction video, so stay around for that if you want to build them right away. And let's take a look at them individually. I think these are some pretty interesting designs for motorcycle transformers, although they are not that memorable. I didn't play a big role in the movie at all. And to start, here's RC in her motorcycle mode. I actually I don't know their motorcycle brands off the top of my head, but you could comment down below if you do know them. She easily has the best bike mode, keep everything small and compact. All of them can stand without a kickstand because their wheels are pretty thick, which I like. And yeah, not much going on here. You got the exhaust, 2 wheels. They can all roll too, kind of. And yeah, for all the designs, I have the little struts going on this way, and then this side is like a little bear for transformation. I want to keep them all the same for consistency, even though the real bikes, some of them have like 2 struts or one on the other side. It's so weird. But yeah, it's a very clean red color. In the movie, she's like some kind of bright pinkish salmon color. I think red works the best. And next up, we have Chromia. I think Chromia is the weakest bike mode out of the 3. Like, it looks good, but it's a bit bigger than the other 2. You'll see later. So I think it turned out well. Her bike mode, the front wheel sticks out a bit farther than the other ones, so I want to replicate that. And this section is a bit chunky, which is fine for transformation. Of course, they all have handlebars, and it fits together nice. I love the dual exhaust I was able to get with this. And of course, she does roll pretty well and can stand up without a kickstand. And last but not least, we have Elita-1. She was definitely the hardest to design because she didn't have any actual toys up until the Studio Series came out that weren't a repaint of Chromia or RC, so she never had a really accurate mold. So it's hard for me to base them off any toys. And yeah, she has a nice purple color. I tried to design her on the parts that were available in purple. Her bike mode is kind of like the middle of the 2. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It can also roll pretty well. You can see there's like this blue thing here. It's more for robot mode, but I guess it could be some weird tail light. And yeah, this part is supposed to be light gray because she has some like light gray striping. I tried to replicate it with this, but I couldn't do it with the other side. But I think that's fine. It's a nice little bike also. And just spinning them around, you can see they're pretty cohesive. They all have the same handlebars, all the front lights. I got the wheel struts to go on the same sides, even though that's not accurate, but it's just to look cohesive as a team. And I love their bright colors. It really stands out. As you can see, Chromia is a bit larger than RC, but Elita-1 and RC are about the same size, which is perfect. Yeah, so a size comparison and minifigure, they're a little, I think, larger than minifigure scale, or maybe about right. And then we have Ravage here. And I guess they're minifigure compatible. It looks a bit weird because you can't put the legs down anywhere here, but it doesn't look too bad, honestly. And this gives me ideas. Maybe I can make their like hollow avatars or something. And next up we have Revenge of the Fallen Wheelie, who is very much out of scale. And for a car we have the Last Night Crosshairs. They look pretty good together, even though the bikes might be a little oversized. And I'll give you guys a free Energon cookie if you can guess the 3 other motorcycle transformers I made previously. Well, this is one of them. This is Mohawk from the Last Night. And it's a pretty big motorcycle. It looks alright, but next to these, next to the RC triplets, he looks a bit off. And we have my only RC toy. This is the tiny turbo changer. And we have Flame War. This is the Legion class figure. That's a repaint of RC from Transformers Prime. And now for the transformation. The transformations are pretty simple. They're not really retools of each other, even though they do share some similar features. Start with Arcee. First you gotta do is come under here, and you can see the two wheels. This whole part will separate like this, and then you have to wiggle these arms forward a bit, like that, and then or you can just push them out like this. Just be careful. And then coming over to here, fold this section back, fold this, and then you want to rotate this top section a little bit, rotate this down, fold it, and then you want to have it so the wheel touches the edge of this piece here. And same for the other side. Just want to rotate this. Sometimes this will come off because it's a bit loose. And then coming together, and that is the wheels. And now for the upper torso, you want to take this section, wiggle it as high up as it can go without it coming off. And then now this section here will rotate around. You can fold this section out, and you want to fold this outwards. And all this here, actually you want to fold this as far up as possible, fold this up, and then you want to rotate this to the side. And what you're doing is you want to spin this 180, so just spin this, and then rotate this back into position, and then this arm just gonna stay there. And then turn the head, fold this section down, fold this backwards, angle it up for that shoulder spike. Just straighten everything out, and just set her onto the ground. And now for Chromia, she's probably the simplest because of her design, but first of all you want to just take this upper section and split it, and she's almost there pretty much. You want to take this panel, fold it down, fold all this back, and this front section just fold in the handlebars, fold this like that pretty much. Actually you don't really need to move it, but this whole section will pass under this set of droid arms, like that. Just want to get everything into position, fold the wheel back, take these panels, rotate them like that, and like that, and then taking the arm, straighten this one out, rotate this down, and this one's a bit different. You rotate this like that. Then you want to take this section, rotate it forward for the cannon, and then bend here, and bend all this down, make sure everything's all together, make sure the stand lines up with the wheel here. Last but not least, we have Elita-1. Her transformation is definitely the most complex of the three. So first of all, you gotta take this panel, fold it outwards, fold this section down, and shift this. Take this purple panel and shift it also, and then you want to fold this section outwards, and then you want to fold this section outwards, and then just keep this up. You can see all the arms stuck inside here. It just took me a while to figure this out, but you want to take all this, rotate it downwards, take the chest piece, shift it down to reveal the head, and then this back section is just gonna collapse like that. Fold the handlebars in, and coming over to here, you wanna rotate this downwards, and have it so this section lines up with the wheel here, like that. And then next you want to deal with the arms. This arm here is going to rotate like that, straighten it up, and then this section is going to rotate forward, and on this hinge it's going to shift so it becomes stuck to the arm here, and this arm we just rotate down, and you just stand her onto the ground. And here's the three sisters in their robot modes, and they look great as a team. My favorite part is that they don't require any extra stands to stand up. They all have little kickstands in the back, which aren't visible from the front, And they're also the same height, which is great. That's something I really wanted to get. So they all look very similar. And just spinning them around. Yeah, you can see how they're all supported in the back just by little supports. And to start, let's look at Arcee's robot mode. It's easily the least favorite of the three for me. Probably because the wheels here are a bit chunky compared to how they are in the movie, because of the tires I use, but I'm glad I got the two wheels to come together. See, there's a little stand in the back, but the upper body's cool. It's kind of funny, in the concept art, they have the gun arm on this side and then the front of the bike on this side, but it's flopped in the movie. I got this like shoulder detail and this cannon. Her arm can move up and down. These things they're not too articulated, but you can also move at the waist. And the head's a simple cheese-slope. I like this bike part. This arm's a bit wimpy because it has a fit for bike mode, but I think it's fine. You rotate here. Also like rotate here, I guess. Not much. Arcee's pretty simple. And next up we have Chromia. I really like her robot mode. I think it's my favorite of the three. It's nice. You got the two wheels on these sides. She has a pretty decent support right here, which fits nicely in bike mode. Her head's the same cheese slope as Arcee. There's not much going on here. Her arm, of course, here rotate like that. It has an elbow bend for transformation, so that's cool. And same for the other side, except she has this giant cannon. It could actually move like this for transformation. And setting her on the ground. The only problem with her is that if you want to move the cannon outward, she'll tip over. But my solution to that is that you want to shift the support outwards more to this side. It makes her a bit more asymmetrical, but she stands good now. And finally we have Elita-1. I guess her robot mode is pretty much the middle of the two. Same with vehicle mode. So it was pretty tricky to design in robot mode once again because she didn't have any like toys that were accurate and weren't repaints of Chromia and Arcee. So I had trouble looking at concept art, and it was really hard to get screen caps from the movie because these girls were in like 30 seconds or maybe a minute max. I think it's good. She has some pretty unique features like the arm on one arm, like the junk hands in G1. Same cheese slope head. The back of the front of the motorcycle is on her back with the handlebars sticking out. And then the wheel here is nice. She has a pretty big stand. This might be a bit blocky, but I think it's fine from most angles. And she also has this weapon on her arm. I don't know, the Studio Series Tour gives her this little like spike. From the concept art, it looks like she has some kind of like taser, like blade-like weapon. That's what the blue is for. But I think it's fine. I don't think people pay too much attention to Elita-1's design to really rail on me yet. So I think it works. For size comparison, get minifigure. I think the triplets are supposed to be like 7-8 feet tall, so maybe this is accurate. And here they are with the other small bots from Revenge of the Fallen. There's a wide variety of unique designs here. Wheelie and Scalpel are obviously way too oversized, but I think it's fine. And next up we have Mohawk from The Last Night, and he is a bit bigger than he's supposed to be also. And we have Tiny Turbo Changers Arcee and Legion class Flame War from Transformers Prime. And Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. And so here they are with the rest of my Autobots. I think they scale really well, almost perfectly, even though they are really small given their alt mode choice. Yeah, so that's it for this video, or this half of the video. The triplets here are really fun to design, especially given their unconventional robot modes. It was interesting to try to cram everything into bike mode, and I think it turned out well for all three. And I'm glad they don't need any extra parts to stand up, and yeah, that should be it. Once again, the studio file is in the description, and if you want to build them without the studio file, the second half of this video is dedicated to their instructions. And then I'll see you guys then. Alright, welcome to the instruction portion of this video. Once again, I do have the studio file if you want to just build them pretty quickly. But for those that don't, I just figured I'd make this instruction video. Since they're pretty quick, each of them has about 50 pieces to make, and yeah, I'm gonna like show the parts list and build them and then transform them for them individually, so you don't have to like flip between them all the time, in case you want to only build one of them. And yeah, they do use a lot of newer parts that might be harder to find, but it's the only way I could get their transformations to work. Once again, I do use Bricklink to get all my pieces, so if you do have access to that, that's very helpful. And we're going to start with Arcee, then go to Chromia, then Elita-1. So yeah, so here are the parts you need for Arcee. It's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of harder to find elements. These pieces are brand new. I know these I use a lot in my Transformers, and they're relatively new. And yeah, all the red parts, you can switch them out with whatever color you want, depending what color you want her to be, like pink. I don't know if all these parts are in pink. Then you got 2 wheels here, 2 Travis bricks. And for this part, this is really important. I suggest using the newer version of this part, even though I do use a mix of both. The newer version has the cut is like much flatter on the top, which allows allows the connections to be much better. So I do recommend using more of these than these. This is the newer version. It appears in a lot of the recent sets. For a lower torso, we just need to take one of these Travis bricks, like this, and then just plug that in, and then take these sections, and put these in. It's important that they have the flat edge so they connect in really well. And we gotta just put the wheels together like this. There's one wheel. And then we're just going to attach the wheels to the lower body. They just clip in, like, they'll touch the edge like barely, but they still hold pretty well. And then they will just combine to form this wheel. I know the geometry isn't perfect, they're kind of flexing a bit, but it should be fine. That's the lower body, and then you want to take one of these and put that in. And now we're going to make the upper body. First of all, I'm going to take this Travis brick here and put this part in. And for the head, you just take one of these and the cheese slope. And then plug this in here. That. And for one arm, you're going to take this and put this binocular piece in. And that is just going to go right into here. And for that shoulder pad thing, just want to push it into here. And this will be the back. And for the other arm, you just plug this in. Take this section, put it here. And then the arm here, just put this here. And then for the front of the bike, you want to put these. Like that. And then just put it right on the shoulder here. Fold this handlebar as out as possible. And then this part would just click into the middle. And there you have Arcee in robot mode, fully assembled. And now to get her into bike mode again, it's pretty easy. You want to just rotate this around. Rotate the head to the side here. Take this bike, fold it up like this. And then rotate the chest plate around like that. You want to rotate the bike, fold it as forward as possible, and that'll give you the clearance to spin it 180. And then you want to take this, just comes off easily, rotate it like that. Make sure it's all straightened out. The arm here will slide right into the cavity where the chest plate is. You want to slide that forward, and you want to make sure it folds like into here. Straighten all this out, and take this section, compact it, And then for the wheels, you want to rotate this outwards, and then you want to rotate it so it's flush with this section here. This. And then you want to push these arms in. And then rotate the wheels like this. And then all this is going to come down. You want to actually angle this forward ever so slightly so it touches the G-slope here. And then you can move the wheel like forward a bit. And then this section will come up. It will kind of meet with this slope here. Make sure this section is actually straightened out like that. And then there you go. There's Arcee in her motorcycle mode. And here are all the parts required for Chromia. As you can see, it's like a lot of little bits and stuff. These bars here are the ones that are 3 long. They're a bit smaller than the usual 4 long ones. You need 2 of those. The tires, 1 Travis brick, all this blue parts, lots of hinges and clips and stuff. You do need a lot of these, and there's a 1 clear tile for a headlight, and a T-bar, and some Technic pins, and these things for the exhaust pipes. So yeah, that should be it. And let's start. I'm gonna start making the center of the bike, or the body, the robot mode. Take this section here. And this is the front of the bike, just like that. And then for the wheel, and this will just go in right here. Make sure it's all like centered up to the front of the bike. That's that. Now for the upper body sections, we're going to put these here, like that. And then the other side, you need another bar here. And then for this other wheel, you're going to have to put this together again. That, and then this will just clip right into here. And take these panels, put them in. Fold them up. Now for the upper body, you want to take one of these clips, fold it, push it inwards. Put the stud here. This will become the head, obviously. And coming up to here, you just want to plug that in. And make sure it's rotated center, and you want to fold all this, fold this down, fold this up, and these sections will fold like that. And you just need the arms, and this arm is really simple. That's one part of the arm, and then this section will have to take these sections, clip them into place. And this is going to slot in right here, as far down as it can go. And this will clip right into this arm. And just tap this into place. And there you go, there is Chromia all done. Now for the reverse transformation, it's quite simple to be honest. You want to take all this, fold it back. You just want to pull all this apart. Take the handlebar, fold it up. And take this little stand, fold it up. Keep this like that. These little sections we rotate to the front. They kind of cover this area here. And then just keep moving this down. And now for the arms, you want to rotate them upwards like this. And then rotate them at the elbow, whatever this is supposed to be. And rotate them like that. And for this arm, you want to rotate this like that. Rotate this downwards, and then you can fold all this up. Make sure they meet in the middle. This section actually is not perfectly centered, which is a little weird, but that's fine. And then you just want to smush the bike together like this, like that, and this will meet up in the middle here. And setting him down. There you go, there's Chromia in her bike mode. It's fairly simple. There you go. And here are all the parts. Pretty much like you see the same set of parts as the other two. Got a Travis brick, 2 tires. You do have a lot of purple going on here. I know a lot of these hinges aren't very common in purple. Purple is like not as common as red and blue. So if you don't have purple, just feel free to use another color. And you get one of these bars. This is a 3 long again. And we'll use clips. And yeah, pretty standard. And I forgot one of these arms. These are like the smaller arm compared to the droid arm here. These are very common as like the arms used for the Outriders in the Avengers, Endgame, and Infinity War sets. So that's an easy way to get these, but you just need one. So first we're going to start with the lower body. You need one of these arms here. Like that, and then the section will just clip into here, and then you're gonna clip this section into there. It's really confusing, just a bunch of arms linked together. And then you want to just take this section, put it here, and then we're gonna need a wheel. And this is just gonna tab right into there. And to form the support for the robot mode, you gotta just put together these panels. Just clip this in. Or that. Oh. And this is gonna clip right into here. And you want to make sure this is level with the flat area here so it can stand. And now we come to the upper body. You want to take this clip here, put it in here. And there's one arm, and then we're going to need the wheel. And that's just going to peg right into there. And now for the other arm, you're going to need one of these. Like that. And then for the arm blade of the weapon, you gotta just put this down here. Take another one of these parts. And just tab this into here. And this. And it's just gonna go in the bottom over here. And just push it into place. And there are the arms. And now we're gonna deal with the backpack and connect everything together. And now for the front of the bike, we're just gonna click all these together. Take the handlebar and the front windshield, whatever this is. Take one of these T-bars and take one of these and this part here. And now for this section, you want to take this bar here, make sure it's in here centered. And now I made a mistake. You gotta take this section here and put it before you put the light there. There you go. Perfect. And now this section here is going to come right up next to the center support. Fold it back like that. And finally this part will clip right onto this side. That's how the layout of these joints should be. And standing up, there's Elita-1 all done in robot mode. And the transform her back, it's more complicated than the other two, but you want to take the chest plate and move it over her face like that. Take this section, fold it as far out as possible. Now this section here, and then you want to take the wheel, make sure her arms is rotated like this, like straight, and fold it in. The wheels, make sure you gotta line everything up so the wheel can spin here. And this section here, you want to put it straight up like that. Then you want to rotate the hand like this, and then you want to take this joint over here and make sure it's flipped on an angle. Rotate this, rotate that, and shift this so the saddle, the rear part, is perfectly lined up with the rear wheel, and set it down like that. And then you can move the front of the bike forward. And then this whole mess over here, you want to take this panel, shift it inwards, take this, fold it up like that, and fold it out again and shift this forward. All this is going to accordion upwards like that. Make sure the TP sits above the little notch there, and then you will fold this inwards. And then the gap between the two plates will line up perfectly with the shoulder, whatever that was before. And now for this section, you want to just push this inwards, the wheels like that, and then the front of the motorcycle will fold down, just like that. Get you a better look at the inside there. That's how everything should be. And there you go, there's Elita-1 in her motorcycle mode. Like that. So there you go. And that is it for this instruction video, and that's it for this video as a whole. Once again, if you have any trouble, please feel free to comment below, and yeah, have fun with making your own designs. You don't have to make them in these colors, and you don't have to make them all. You can make one, or just like fun, simple builds that should be easy to follow. And I'll see you guys until my next video.